Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended. An Aberration just released, and you can see this monstrosity that I have in my hands. This is the GOO GUN. Now, the GOO GUN was just added to the game, and it's got some really cool and secret abilities that I didn't realize until I was messing around with it. But it's a really neat weapon. Now, you get it in Bob's Tall Tales, and it can be unlocked pretty easily at level 58, and you can see it harvests carcasses to create corrosive or bouncy balls of goo. Now, I want you to think about that. Corrosive balls of goo, right? So here is a bulldog. I have two different types of things. You can see it's, if you like zoom in your screen, I guess, there's bouncy and then there's corrosive. So the bouncy ones, if I go ahead and pop a hold right trigger on it and then shoot, you can send yourself flying. Now, you can also kind of like jump shot this thing and then launch yourself. It's pretty freaking cool. Now, the cool thing is you can like double bounce it and then keep yourself in the air just by looking down and shooting. So like if you're going to fall from a really tall height, you can just go ahead and launch one of those down at the ground and you literally have nothing to worry about. It's pretty crazy that you can do that. I mean, I think it's awesome at least. So that's the first function. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then there's the corrosive version, and you could do the same thing and get a good old charge off. And you can see that this thing is launching. It's not doing any direct damage, but it actually does bleed damage to the target, which is pretty freaking cool if you ask me, because bleed damage is one of the biggest things that we need right now in this game. And in order to reload it, at least on PC, you're going to go ahead and use left control. And that left control will essentially harvest whatever creature and reload your GOO GUN. It's a weird thing to have to reload like that, but it's pretty freaking neat if you ask me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like on like a wild, let's just put in like an infinite level tame out here. That might be the best way to test it. Let's see if I can get like a Paraceratherium that's just like of a stupid level. Yeah, here's one. There we go. All right, so this one is 1,531. I'm going to go ahead and goo this thing up and just show you what we're able to do on it. So it's super slowed, obviously, and we just loaded a full clip into this bad boy. And let's go ahead and check out its health. So it's at 507,000, or wait, 50. So that was 3,000 damage, it looks like it did right there. So 3,000 damage for a full clip of this. Now, that's corrosive damage, so that's pretty cool that it does that. So 3,000 damage. And this is just, by the way, a base level gun. There's nothing special. This is a 100%. 3K damage. I'm assuming that's going to bypass armor too. That's pretty freaking cool if you ask me. Let's go ahead and reload this by harvesting a body. Coolest thing. Yeah, we're just going to go and reload like that. And that's all you have to do. So you could kill one of your own tames in order to get it. And yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. So you can also load up a big bubble ahead of time and then check how much damage it does. We'll just, you know, let's go ahead and launch one of our own tame, right? Nope, it's not going to let me. Okay, no, you just have to hold the trigger. Boop. So notice how it's got the debuff on it, and that big corrosive ball, that one did about 50 damage, and that was like just one ball, so that's kind of neat. But nothing super great, I guess, but I'm assuming there's some sort of like armor shred and stuff like that to it as well. So that's pretty neat. But anyways, back to the jump, which I think is the better version for this. So one, this is going to be incredibly useful for PvP, because all you have to do in order to launch yourself into somebody's base at a really high speed. Oh man, I tried to get it there. So get yourself a big goo ball going, launch, turn around, and then switch to your rocket in midair, and all of a sudden you've launched yourself at somebody's base at high speed. Pretty cool that you can do that. It's also going to be useful because if I am in the air, right, and I launch myself a goo ball, I can get myself up to quite a few crazy locations, and the bigger the goo, the more impact it has. So I'm going to go ahead and launch one at this guy. Notice how it doesn't take any damage from it, but anything that is small gets tossed by this thing. Now, it's kind of unique. It's more of meant for like you can see it's truly a human bouncer. It's not really meant for anything else. But I think there's some neat uses for it to be able to raid somebody's base by just launching a goo ball and saying, boop. I mean, look how far I just went without much effort at all. So if I wanted to just go boom, oh, I thought I had it there, and then pull out my rocket launcher, That's how I would raid somebody's base right there. I would use the GOO gun just like that. Now in PvE, I think it's more of like a, I need to get away from you quickly, kind of like a rock drake kind of situation. And then you just have to remember to pull the trigger, boom, and bye. Now, obviously you're not going to get super far away, but you can't complain about that. That's, I mean, as long as, let's see what kind of angle I look at here. Oh yeah, I mean, you get some pretty good distance on that. Especially if you like start popping them in like multiple sections here. Oh, I'm out of ammo, but you could probably get one as you like fall down to the ground and stuff like that too. So it's a very useful thing. You should definitely use it, or at least take a look at it, because it's something that I'm like, oh, this is, I can see a lot of really fun purposes. I can't even think of them all right now. But the fact that you can just reload it real quick like that is one of my favorite things. It's just unique things like that, changing the meta, make me happy. Good job, Ark. So anyways, if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. All right, Teach. Out.